Let me record. Okay, I hope you can see my screen. So what I just did, I just added, just to make to increase the number of items that we have, right? So yesterday we did the if or the IF, right? And when we were trying to do the IFS, then we began to have errors. So I want us to just finish on that. Then, as I said, we just break. Then we come back and look at the lookups. We want to do the lookups functions today, right? So what I want to start with is the count IFS. So just as we were doing yesterday, under this column, okay, maybe let me explain what it does, right? So this one counts, it just counts items that meet multiple business criteria simultaneously, right? Uh, so, okay, what we are learning, you'll find its use when we do a dashboard. Eventually, we have to do a dashboard so that you actually see the impact of these things. This provides detailed analysis for specific business scenarios. So you can count items in specific customer product combinations. You can track performance, count high performers in specific regions. You can use it for quality control. You can use it for marketing analysis, right? So what we're going to do with our data, the data that we have, we just want to see how many high value sales did the North region make, right? So when we say high value, what we also need to define is the amount. When we say high value, how much? So we could say 5,000 and above as an example. So we're saying 5,000 and above. We are defining those as high sales. And we just want to count how many did the North region do, right? We could count physically. We could just look up and say, okay, North region 1, right? Come here and say, okay, this North region 2, right? But if you are to use formulas now, that's where the count IFS formula comes into play. So if you were to use it, you could just say equals, when we actually type count is there, is this formula, this is what we want. So we selected that formula. So once we have selected that formula, we then put a bracket. Is it selected? Okay. All right, I think my internet somehow. So we are putting up that. Then we are putting up a bracket. See, once we put up a bracket, we then come and select. We are starting with the region, so we're selecting this. So we're selecting from number 2, yes, up to the last. So we're just doing that. Once we do that, because we are focusing on north, so we are saying comma. Then you are putting this. We're putting up this. Then we are typing north. Then we are closing. Then we are putting another comma. Then we are coming now to the totals column. And we are selecting everything. Then from there onwards, we are again putting a comma. Then we are putting this. Then we are saying which are above 5,000. And we're putting our 5,000 there. Right? Then we put this again. And we put our bracket. Right. So when we say enter, it will count. In this case, it's saying 0. I think there's something wrong with my formula. Right. Because the sales must be greater than 5,000. It can't say 0 unless if there is something wrong with my figures. Let me just check these figures and see if my figures are not formula figures. So let me just fix this quickly. Let me see if I can fix this quickly. Right. Oh, network is a bit slow now. What's happening? All right. Okay, times used to be times that. All right, no, that's fine. I'll correct that. I think when I pasted these, I didn't paste them as figures. So this has to be 999. This has to be 899. This has to be But it's 899. This has to be 49. This has to be 299. This has to be 899. This has to be 999. This has to be 49. This has to be 299. This has to be 2999. This has to be 49. This has to be 299. This has to be 899. This has to be 9. This has to be 49. 299. 899. 999. 49. 299. 899. 9.99. 49. 299. 899. 9.99. 49. 299 and 899. All right. So you see, once we do that, you could find now the formula now has got 2. In other words, what the current IFRS formula is doing is that we have defined a business rule. We are saying we want to see how many of the sales that we did in the North region, how many were above 5,000. So as I said, we could count, like say 1, 2, then go on north, just look for north and see if there's another one, go for north and say if there is another one. We could do that, or we could use the count. So if you were to physically check, you can find from this data, there are only 2. There are only 2, this one and this one. And this formula automatically picks it up. So it's a quick way. Because as I was saying yesterday, imagine if you had about like 5,000 rows, right? So for you to go item by item in checking how many, it will be a bit tough. So it helps you just check and say, okay, what we have is we have 2. So in a quick way, you can actually check. So this is the formula. As I said on the assignment, I'm going to give you these formulas. In other words, the question would be, can you do this formula? Then we give you the formula that you're supposed to run, right? We'll give you the business rule that you're supposed to use. Then you just run the formula, because the whole idea is just for you to appreciate when you get into business, when you get in an organization, you will see how to use them, because eventually I'm going to do a dashboard. I want to do a dashboard eventually with you so that you can actually design your own dashboards and probably analyze information using that. So the other one that you want to do is the sum IFS. So what the sum IFS does is it adds up business values that meet multiple criteria. This provides detailed financial analysis for specific business segment. So again, it's just adding up. So it allows you to analyze like revenue from specific customer product combinations, revenue from specific products in the specific regions. Like in this case, in our case, we're dealing with regions, right? So we could have a question whereby we say, how much revenue came from product X? So we have this laptop X, right? Not product X as such. So we could say how much revenue came from laptop X sales in North region, right? As a question. So you can either physical account. Right? If that question came, we would actually add the physical account and say 1, 2, 3. Then you add up, because this time around we are looking at the value, because it's how much. So we are looking at the value. So instead of doing a physical check and physical adding up, you could use the sum IFS formula. Now, how do you use it? You will just come up there, say equals, type the formula, right? Okay. Then once you type it, you then just put a bracket. Then you start by selecting this column, right? So you're selecting everything in this column. Then once you have selected that, you just put a comma there. Then you go on, you select the products, the column products, everything that is in there. Then you say comma, then you put this. Then you are concerned with what? With laptop X. So typing laptop, then X. Then you are closing that, right? Then you are putting a comma to do that. Then you are coming to the regions. So you are coming here and you are selecting the regions. All right. So once you selected the region, then the question will be, which region do you want to focus on? You are focusing on North. Yeah, you are focusing on North region, right? Then you close with your bracket, complete it. Right? In the exercises, I'll give you these formulas. Right? So once you say enter, it will calculate, you see. So in other words, it's just calculating all the cells that came from that particular region. You could add up this. I don't know if this is correct. Is this correct? Right. All right. Yes, it's correct for product. So you could actually either physically check and say, okay, North region. So you could run through laptop X North region, laptop X North region. Then you go to laptop X, look for North region again, right? So from this, you only have got this 10,000 and this 7,000, which adds up to that much. Right? If you were to check laptop X or the rest of these, there is no North region. These other laptops belongs to other regions. So you could find it quickly adds up. You can quickly, imagine if you had about, let's say you had 500 lines, instead of going one by one and checking laptop X North region, laptop X North region and picking the figure. After picking the figure, then you have to add. This formula allows you to automatically just look up and add and come up with the total. So quickly you could just tell from this data, laptop X in North region sold total sales of 17,890. Right. So I want us again to go and look at the other one. I believe this is the last one. Right. Let me just check if it is the last one. Yes. So again, I want to look at the average IFS. Right. So the average IFS, again, you are having this data and you probably want to just say, we want to average and see what was the average sales for North region for product laptop X. So you are saying for product laptop X, what was the average sales for North region? If you were to do that manually, you could find you have to isolate first the laptop X for North region, right? And its figures, add up that, then average. Very possible, but time consuming. With this formula now, you can quickly do it. So you just say that, then you type average IFS like that, right? Then you put your bracket as usual, right? So when you put your bracket, first you are selecting this column. So you are selecting this column, right? Once you select that column, you say comma, then you select the products, right? Column. So you are going to B column and you're just selecting that, right? Okay, then we come to B column. Then once you have done that, you say comma, right? What product are we focusing on? We are focusing on product X. Then we close that. Then we say comma, right? Then we come now to the regions, which is this column, right? We select the regions. Then after that, we have to define and say which region are we focusing on. We are focusing on North. So we do that. Then it goes with our bracket. So this will give us the average sales for laptop X in North region. So if you say enter, we have the average. So these formulas are quite handy, or these functions are quite handy in the sense that quickly you can find information, especially if you have got large data. Imagine probably you have got 1,000 lines. So this could actually be very handy. So these are the IFS formulas that we failed to do yesterday. So we have done them. We are just focusing on the main ones that we know on a day-to-day you're using them. So we're breaking for a few minutes. When we come back, we're now doing the lookups. The lookup functions. Then for today, I think we'll be done. I have now to work an exercise for both. Of course, I saw the one that you did. That's excellent. I think you would also probably just do for the IFS even based on the data that you have, it's still okay. The whole idea is for you to master the concept, right? So we're taking a short break, then we come back and do the lookup functions. Thank you.